The man dragged the woman to the corner, put a pair of headphones on her, and T-Hen stepped on her shoulder, starting to play piercing music. The woman screamed in pain, but the man didn't stop. Instead, he kept increasing the volume. In no time, the woman was left powerless, collapsing on the ground. Next, the man either dunked her in a water tank, poured gasoline on her, or stripped her clothes to humiliate her. What made the man so cruel to treat a woman so viciously? The man's name was Deshaun. That evening, on his way home from work, he saw 3 guys bullying a boy. Deshaun couldn't stand the injustice and shouted, but he was outnumbered and beaten badly. Just after treating the swans, he received a call from the police station. His younger brother had fallen from a building indeed. Deshaun, heartbroken, went to the police station. His sister angrily blamed him for not protecting their brother. Their mother was too grief-stricken to speak. The police, Agerto closed the case, ruled it as a suicide. In the blink of an eye, 3 years passed. Deshaun spent this day sidly at work and exercise by the river at night. Sometimes, he would kill time at an internet cafe. One day, awake to him, browsing online to watch a beautiful woman. He boasted shamelessly to the woman, saying if he could spend a day with her, he would die without regrets. But Deshaun noticed a comment below. He felt there was something unusual about the message. After some investigation, he suspected there was more to his brother's death. At home, he found his brother's diary, which detailed the bullying he suffered. Deshaun was overwhelmed with grief. Following the diary, he went to an abandoned factory. Seeing the ruins, he could vividly imagine the abuse his brother endured. It turned out the mastermind was a woman called Witch. Seeing the deformed baseball bat, Deshaun decided to take revenge for his brother himself. He first went to a hardware store to buy supplies, including a hammer and an axe. After tracking Witch for a while, he figured out their routine. One night, Witch was drunk and walking down the street when Deshaun quietly approached her from behind and covered her mouth. When Witch woke up again, she wasted to a chair, hands and feet bound. At first, Witch was still arrogant, not believing Deshaun could do anything to her. Because Deshaun had no evidence in his hands, Deshaun took out this brother's diary, intending to make his brother suffer twice as much in return. The Witch said it had nothing to do with her. Then her head was pushed at the fish tank, just like they did to his brother back then. In a short while, the Witch was so scared she wet herself. Even in the situation, she refused to admit anything and kept yelling at Deshaun. Then, she was dragged to the corner by Deshaun to enjoy the high decibel music, because as he used to torture his brother in the same way. The 3 of them laughed, each more gleefully than the last. After the second punishment ended, the Witch still stubbornly refused to admit anything. Next, she suffered the 3rd punishment. Deshaun stepped forward and stripped her of her clothes. The woman wasted you found in foot, lying naked on the ground. This time, she was really a bit scared and began to beg Deshaun for mercy. Then, Deshaun picked up a hose, and the Witch experienced the extremes of hot and cold, first being used with cold water, then with boiling water. Back then, they stripped his brother of his clothes, and Huasasher had hid under the sink. The Witch poured boiling water, while her accomplices poured cold water, making his brothers evair with fear. They even excitedly took photos with their phones. The Witch's disappearance mobilized El de Palasathi station, and they quickly identified Deshaun as the suspect, waiting for him at this home. Not long after, Deshaun called his mom, and the police quickly pinpointed his location. This time, Deshaun bought an old gun. Before leaving, he deliberately knocked over the seller's drink and took the opportunity to switch their phones. By the time the police moved in to arrest the seller, Deshaun had already driven away. That day, Deshaun went to the school and saw Awe bullying a classmate, which reminded him of his brother. Then, Deshaun borrowed Awe here, and seeing the idol lying naked on the ground, Awe curiously asked, "Are you helping me fulfill my wish?" Deshaun calmly took Utagun and asked him how he felt now. "How does it feel?" Back then, the Witch treated his brother the same way, making him paint a picture of a beauty on the wall. Although his brother was very unwilling, if didn't want, he would face even harsher punishment. The 3 of them laughed all over there, while someone recorded the whole thing, which dealt a significant blow to his brother's young heart. Today, he plans to treat the Witch the same way. Who knew? This is actually cowardly but with bad intentions. He was so scared he was crying and begging for mercy. Deshaun pulled out a gun. I meditate away. The end turned the gun towards the Witch. He asked the Witch to communicate voluntarily. Deshaun didn't forget to take pictures on the side. After it was over, he made a Wykar Vetwabig quirkers on the Witch's back. Like he and follow. Sorry, media mistake. Then he made a Wykar Vet Wo big characters. Trash woman. The Witch screamed in fear. Deshaun pointed the gun at her head. Only then did the Witch quiet down. Deshaun did this because his brother had been treated the same way before. The Witch had carved insulting words on his brother's back. Deshaun was very satisfied with the result. He gave Wo small tickets and told him to go out and buy something. Asha left. Awai walked away fearfully. looking back assuant. Perhaps not wanting the witch to die from infection, Deshan kindly bandaged her wounds. The witch sensed Deshan's goodwill and revealed the whereabouts of her accomplices. Deshan went to the accomplice's house and used the accomplice's wife to threaten him into handcuffing himself. Then, the accomplice was taken to an abandoned factory and beaten up. The accomplice was initially very stubborn, but Dash and killed him with a single blow. Hearing the news of the accomplice's death, the witch completely lost her temper. She said that night, 2 accomplices forced Dido drink strong liquor, and when Dyer assisted a little, Tonga pushed him off the building. The witch still tried to distance herself from the incident. Then, Deshan poured a pot of gasoline, and another pot was poured on the witch. Then he took out a lighter from his pocket, and the witch was terrified. She was subjected to this torture because Dashin's brother had been treated the same way by her. At that time, the witch insisted on burning the brother to death, and just as the cigarette butt was about to ignite, one accomplice, not wanting to cause a death, hurriedly stopped the witch. The witch knelt on the ground, continuously begging for mercy, asking Deshan to spare her. At this moment, Away turned from buying things. As Deshan took the items and went inside, Away suddenly pulled out a hammer. Fortunately, Deshan reacted quickly and wasn't the directly on the head. During the fight, Deshan's gun fell to the ground, landing right by the witch's feet. I told the witch to quickly kick it over. It ended up being kicked right into the middle of the 3 of them. Then, meanwhile, the police have already located Deshan. The witch wakes up from her coma, and the ropes on her body have been untied. Deshan is lying on the ground nearby, with a hammer next to him. The witch quickly crawls over, picks up the hammer, aims at his head, and delivers a brutal blow. At this moment, scenes from the past start to flash in her mind. In fact, it was she who pushed her brother off the building. Once she confirms that Deshan on the ground is no longer breathing, the witch excitedly shouts, "Weren't you so arrogant just now? How did you end up in my hands? You're just as useless as your brother. Your whole family is useless." After finishing Harrant, Chef flips the man face over and realizes that the person laying on the ground is her former companion. Terrified, the witch steps back repeated ly. At this moment, Deshan arrives at the door. It turns out that while the witch was unconscious, he switched clothes with the deceased companion. Now, all the evidence is conclusive. Deshan takes out a lighter from his pocket, ready to send the witch to her death. Just as Sabuto throw it, a gun barrel appears. It turns out that police have arrived. "You police are simply ridiculous. Where were you when my brother was victimized?" Then, the police find Away in the corner, and Deshan is arrested. The witch, however, becomes a victim and causes a gesture online. Taking advantage of the situation, she attends various events and publicly denounces Deshan's atrocities on screen. One day, the witch visits the police station, and upon seeing Deshan behind bars, she shows a smug expression. Seeing this, Deshan immediately loses his temper, cries, and smashes his bowl. Picking up the shards, he pretends to attempt suicide by putting them in his mouth. The police, seeing this, rush over to stop him. While the police are opening the door, Deshan charges out, grabs the arrogant witch, and stabs her neck with the broken bowl pieces. The witch quickly loses sheer breath. Deshan then grabs the police officer gun and shoots himself. At this point, you might have questions. At that time, 3 people bullied the brother. So there should be one more person, right? Don't worry. In the blink of an eye, a year has passed. One day, while a man is repairing a car, his mother comes over and finds Shim, seeing that it is Deshan's mother. The man, with an arrogant face, continues to speak rudely to the mother. At this moment, the sister takes out a rope from her pocket and strangles the man's neck. Themotherapy began takes out a watermelon knife. Go downstairs and apologize to Myson. Then, she stabbed the man in the kidney. The mother turned herself into the police. She did all this for her 2 sons. The movie violent ends here. In this film, the younger brother W is tortured and killed. The 3 scumbags were all killed. The older brother chose to commit suicide, and it ends with the mother going to prison. Maybe some would say this isn't perfect, but reality is often even harsher. If you want to see more great movie reviews, please follow me. Bye bye.